Let me tell you this. Both my parents are illiterates, and I recently asked them why did they not go for formal education. And I heard from them that they never had enough funds to go for formal education, or my grandparents were not in a position to educate them, and that's why they stopped their education in between and they had to find ways. And not just my parents, there are many more people like that who had to sacrifice their formal education just because of money. And if you go and talk to them and if you ask them whether money is important, obviously they'll tell you that money is very, very, very important. Okay? And most of my friends, they always tell me that money is not that important or money will not give happiness. But let me tell you this. My advice is you make a lot of money and try giving it to the poor or try giving it to the needy. And the kind of happiness that you get or the happiness that you see in their eyes will tell you that money is really, really important. Right? There are many people who are not going for healthcare or health related surgeries because of this money. There are many people who are not going for technical education because of money. There are many who are not going for MBBS because of money. Right? If you talk to them, they'll tell you the importance of money. Okay? And that's why I decided to talk about $2 million skills. I am sure these skills, two skills that I am going to talk about, will add value to you. And you decided to watch my content. That means you are inspired. You wanted to do something big in life. You will not compromise. You are here to make a difference. That I can understand. But one thing, if you are watching this content, in case if you are distracted, please stop watching it. In case if you are scrolling your phone and watching this content, stop doing it. In case if you are checking suggested videos and watching this content, stop watching it. In case if you are texting somebody on WhatsApp and watching this, stop doing it. Either do that or watch this. Or watch this content whenever you are free. Right? That way I'm sure this content will going to add value to you. Alright? And why I chose this content is because I recently checked my YouTube analytics data. When I checked it, most of my viewers are of 20 to 30 years age. And out of 100% viewers that I got, 60% of them are males and remaining 40 are of females. And 20 to 30 age group is the most watching my content age group, and that's the reason why these skills are very much essential to this age group. Also, this is the time when we do most, and whatever we do in this age or in this time frame is going to have an impact in our life. Right? That's why having these $2 million skills are very, very important. Alright? And without any further ado, let's start with today's topic. And the first skill that I wanted to tell you all is selling. When I say selling, I'm not telling you to be the next Ambani or next Elon Musk. When I say selling, have the art of conviction. When I say art of conviction, you should be in a position to convince somebody, sell people, make people buy your product. Alright, how do you do that? By the skill, the art of selling, art of conviction. Imagine your parents are telling you to go for MBBS education. However, you are interested in engineering. What are you supposed to do? You have to sell your interest. You have to convince your parents that you are interested in this education. You guys are getting it? Absolutely yes. Imagine you like a girl and you are thinking of asking her out. How do you do that? I want you to sell it. Sell yourself to her. Convince her. Convincing is all about selling. So if you wanted to ask for a date, you need to have this selling skill. In case if you wanted to go for higher education, you need to have this selling skill. Imagine you are in your 20s and 30s. Imagine you wanted to start a company. What do you need? You need investors. And in order to make them invest, you need this selling skill. Imagine you're not interested in starting a company, you're thinking of going for a job. What is important in order to get a job? Interview. Cracking that interview is very, very important. And how do you crack this interview? By selling your skill to them. And how do you sell it? With the art of conviction. That is the reason why having this selling skill is very, very, very important. You can't even have a happy date without having this skill. You will not go for higher education without this skill. Imagine your parents are thinking of marriage and all of that. How do you convince them to postpone? By the skill of selling. That is the reason why this skill is very, very, very essential. You guys are getting it? Absolutely essential. I'm sure this is a $1 million skill. If you've got this selling skill, one day you will make millions for sure. And the second skill is speaking. And now let me tell you why speaking is important. And when I say speaking, I'm not expecting all of you to become public speakers. But be good at speaking. Why? Speaking is important because a lot of stuff is happening on internet these days, especially on social media. Right? People are selling products, people are selling services on social media. And how can you sell your product? By speaking. And also, speaking is very essential for selling. Right? Now let me tell you, there is no one without two and there is no two without one. Both of them are interlinked. Both of them go hand in hand. Selling is equally important as much as speaking. Vice versa. If not, you will not be able to achieve anything. You guys are getting it? If you wanted to talk about your own personality, if you wanted to voice out, and if you wanted to stand out in social media, this is the most happening place. Yes or no? Do you all agree? Social media is the most happening place these days. And if you wanted to voice out, you should have to have the speaking skill. Now let me tell you this. I want all of you to be in a position to speak the language of selling. Speak the language of spelling. You can note it down. Speak in language of selling. When you speak, you sell, and when you sell, you speak. And there are a lot of good writers. You will not be able to write well without this speaking skill. Right? So, I'm sure if you focus on these two skills in the early stages of your life, I am sure you will make $1 million. And these two are the $1 million skills that I thought of sharing with all of you. And I so wish that my money is growing the way my beard is growing. And that's all I have for today. And money is very important topic, like I said. I will continue to talk about it. And until the next week, stay tuned. Next week I'm going to talk about a book review. We'll connect there.